Hey guys, Grüße aus Deutschland, greetings from Germany. It's been 3 weeks since I posted, and so I figured I'm gonna come on here and give you a little bit of an update of what's been going on with me. I was actually hoping, or I had been hoping, that by this time I can be more active on YouTube, but that is not the case. So it's been over 3 weeks since I have stopped working for the company that I've been working with for 5.5 years since I got back from the States. And a whole bunch of things in my private life have come up, not really for me, but for people around me, and that is my parents. I don't want to give too many details because it's not my story to tell, but my mother's condition has developed in a way where we had to put her in a full-time and permanent care facility. And now my father's health is acting up, and so my sister and I have been busy with that, and getting away from all of what is happening and all the red tape. It's really not easy to see your parents decline like that. I remember my father's mother died in her 70s, and she just went to bed one night and fell asleep and didn't wake up. And her husband, a few years before that, in his 70s, he was in and out of the hospital, but not for long, and then he died. And so what my parents have been going through for years now, which has also caused for me to come back from the United States to Germany, is just something that I haven't even heard of. It is unbelievable what they're going through, and it just keeps going and going. And I talked about it with colleagues at work that were in a similar situation, and we realized that maybe it is because doctors and scientists working together make sure that there are all kinds of medications to relieve symptoms and to keep organs going, but at the same time they're not paying attention to the mind, like how the mind is deteriorating. And I think that something should seriously be done about that, because how can you keep the organs going when the mind cannot grasp anymore what is going on? Like when you don't know where you are anymore or who people are around you, they have to find treatments for that too. I don't know, maybe it's just me thinking that, but a whole bunch of my colleagues said the same thing. And I'm 55 years old. I'm not taking any medication except for maybe an occasional water pill, Toracimid is the name, and I should be taking it more on a regular basis, or maybe on a daily basis, but I can't due to the red tape and all the errands and everything, because you have to be near a toilet, a bathroom, when you take them. And so I'm still waiting for that time to come when I can take them on a regular basis. But yeah, we've been pretty preoccupied here, and I'm also emotionally still dealing with not seeing all the people anymore that I spent the majority of my days with at work for almost 6 years, and it's kind of sad, but I can't really say that I miss them all that much. I mean, not like a painful emotion, like I miss them a lot. It's just the routine, what all has to be done at work. I'm not missing the stress, and I'm not missing constantly having to have dates in my mind when more visitors were coming, or what needs to be done, what new laws or policies have to be implemented, and so I'm not missing that at all. And whenever I get the chance, I do still go through my notes. There are tons of notes that I took at work or on the bus, during the last 2 years. I also have notebooks that I'm going through all of that, where I had ideas or where I had feelings that I wanted to make into life changes. For example, that I quit that job because it's eating me alive, and things of this sort. And so I'm going through these notes. I'm also decluttering, I'm reorganizing, and overall I'm doing all right. But spring has sprung, or is springing in Germany, and so my voice has been suffering a little bit because, of course, I'm having the allergy symptoms again. But I'm taking my medication. I'm trying not to take too much of the medication so that I'm not too tired. And yesterday I had to see a doctor because I needed paperwork done, and also because I had hives all over my body, and which I feel is an allergic reaction. My doctor wants for me to have a new allergy test that I haven't had done in years, decades almost. I think when I was in my 20s, I last had one done, and it was determined that I'm allergic to I have hay fever, and I'm allergic to house dust, which you have flying around all year round. Unless you don't wear clothes, you don't have carpets, you don't have curtains, and that is a life that none of us can live. And so I always deal with allergies. And so my doctor wants for me to have a new allergy test done to see what I'm allergic to, and I'm gonna have that done in May. And the reason for that is, and I just looked it up, the pollen will continue to be out there in high counts until May. April is still a bad month, and then May it lets up a little, and that's what I'm gonna schedule another allergy test. And the reason for me postponing this is because 2 days prior to the allergy test I have to stop taking my allergy medication, and I can't do that right now because as soon as I stop taking my allergy medication, I cough nonstop, my nose is running nonstop, my eyes are watering nonstop, and I can't deal with that right now. There's too much to do, and so I'm gonna wait until the pollen count is a little lower. But it does seem like the allergy medications that I've been taking do not help with the hives. But that is probably something where the body just says, "Hey, there's stuff going on, and I'm not liking it," and so I don't even know what condition I would be in if I didn't take allergy medication at all. And so I'm putting lotion on, anti-itch lotion, and moisturizing my skin so that it's not so irritated, and that's about all I can do for now. And again, in May I'm going to schedule my allergy test. And with regards to what my parents are going through, I'm having a little bit of a that's an understatement. Now, I'm the Generation X, and my parents are the silent generation, and so they were born in the 1930s and 1940s, and I was born in the late 1960s, and they were told to always work, go to school as much as you can. They lived through a war in Germany as kids, and that couldn't have been easy, but they were told to work all their lives, and they did, and now most of their money is going for health care, additional health care, like in a home, like in an intensive care home, and that is so hard for me to register because I'm in my mid-50s, and I'm looking at things to do with the rest of my time that I have before I can retire, and what kind of job I would like to get, or what income streams I would like to establish, and then looking at my parents and seeing that you work until you're sure that you get your retirement. Like my dad retired when he was 60 years old, and he's going to be 86 years old this summer. And now he's spending a lot of money on the care of my mother. And what if he hadn't worked all of his life, you know? And that brings me to things that I basically deal with on my other channel, and that is people that just waste their entire lives. At least from where I stand, like all of us are going through dramas and maybe, abuse or whatever. But then as soon as they're young adults, they decide to just give up, stuff their faces all day long, lie for a living, and not even feel bad about it. Or the video that I'm in the middle of recording is one about Shani for Christ, and just like Amberlyn Reed and Chantal, has completely wasted her life, has weaseled her way through life by lying, and it's so disgusting to me. But on the other hand, look at my parents. They always did the right thing. They worked their butts off, and I mean, you can't, but I look at them now and I'm thinking, yeah, was that all worth it, or should they have weaseled their way through their lives too? And that always brings me back to what kind of a system we live in, and how politicians don't seem to make any positive changes in this world, and how there are so many rich people on this planet that just hold on to their wealth, including the Catholic Church, Vatican City, which is why I renounced my Roman Catholic belief in, when did I do that? In 21. And just people not helping out humanity. And I think that is such a bad thing, because if I was rich, I would spread the wealth. I would help people all day long. I mean, I wouldn't just give away my money, but I would here and there, like let's say you have billions of dollars, why not give away hundreds of dollars here and there, or to donate thousands, or to help out a country that is in need, or their own country or whatever. I just don't get it. And politicians still get away with lying too much and being corrupt, and I'm not liking it. I don't like to live in a world like this, but it's probably our challenge on this planet to arrange ourselves with the way things are being handled here, right? And that's what I'm doing. And so with my sister and me being in the mid-50s, and our parents being in the 80s, you see what you can expect in about 30 years if you keep living a life like my parents did. And so my sister and I have been talking a lot. We talk a lot about this topic, about if it's really that admirable to work hard and make your employer rich and do their bidding, and at the same time never make it to a certain level of wealth, And then when you do get your retirement, you have to spend it on healthcare. And that's where I'm thinking my grandmother on my father's side was better off, because again, in her 70s, she just went to bed one night, fell asleep, and didn't wake up anymore. That is how I would like to go, and not necessarily in the 70s, but most of her bodily functions were still intact. And yeah, with my parents, that is not so much the case. But again, I don't want to get into detail, but this is these are the things that I've been thinking about. And what really rocks my boat is this. Our parents raise us. They, I don't want to speak for everybody, but my parents taught us, or our parents, my sisters and I, parents taught us right from wrong. They taught us manners. They taught us that an education is very important, and character building, like they actively worked on our personalities by paying attention to us and by explaining things to us, right? And now they're in this age where their work life is behind them. They have no more ways to make extra money because they cannot work anymore. And their bodies are so deteriorating, and their minds, that they no longer have manners. They no longer have the same values that they did before. When, I'm just gonna say it, my mother doesn't even know where she is anymore. She doesn't know what time it is, what day it is, what month it is, who she is, who her kids are, and all of for which she stood during her adult life. Like, for example, she enjoyed going shopping, she enjoyed cooking, she enjoyed having a clean home, and things of this sort. None of this matters anymore. She's let go of all of it. And some of you guys know I've been dealing with, spirituality, like and philosophy. Why are we all here? What does it all mean? Blah, 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 right? And also Dolores Cannon, and, the concept that we have a soul contract here. And so when, you have certain character traits that you're known for, certain hobbies that you're known for, certain interests that you're known for, or a personality that you're known for, and then your body preoccupies you so much, or your mind can't keep up anymore, and all of your traits from before are gone. And that is, and I'm not sure if that's my ego speaking, but that is like a slap in my face. Like, I'm sitting here representing everything that my parents instilled in me. Being a good person, or, treating others like, the way you would want to be treated. And now they don't pay attention to none of that anymore. Money doesn't mean anything to them anymore. They can't go travel. They can't even go shopping. That, my sister and I do that for them. And it's all gone. Everything has changed. Everything is just pointing towards the fact that your heart might just stop beating soon, and then it's all over. And that is really hard for me to grasp, but only from my own perspective, that I'm trying to figure out what to do with my life. And oftentimes these auto mechanisms from, how we were taught as children to do certain things, to not do certain things, or what to strive for. Sometimes these thoughts and these concepts bubble up, but then I look at my parents and they've let go of all of them. And that is really hard to deal with. That is really hard to deal with. Or you guys know me, sometimes I look at, videos of songs that I used to listen to, like in the 70s or 80s or whatever. We didn't have MTV at home, and so, I'm looking up artists, what they've been doing, or, or songs. And every once in a while I come across a song that I look up from the 70s, where I remember my mom dancing and singing to the song, and now she doesn't recognize it anymore. I mean, she doesn't even remember, that she has kids. And she's asking for her mother, who's been dead for decades. And so it's tough. Maybe that is part of the reason why I have not been so active on YouTube, because I have like this, I wouldn't say an inner conflict going on, but I'm dealing with these things on a very conscious basis. Like, looking at it like you gotta step back and say, okay, this is not about me. This is about my parents having lived such a long life, or such maybe unhealthy life, that they're about to go. They're about to drop their bodies, and and it's over for them. And it's really it's hard, because I'm only 55, but I'm lucky enough to have had them this long. There are others that lose their parents when they're children, and so I've been lucky like that. But at the same time, you guys know that I spent 11 years in the States, and so I didn't think that my parents would end up this way, but they kind of do. And now I'm talking way too much about them. But yeah, this is really hard to go through for me, but for them it's even it's not harder, because if you don't understand where and when you are anymore, it's basically over. But for the ones left behind, to look at that and to still continue your own life with a decent portion of motivation and inspiration and drive, for me it's hard, because I'm a depressed person to start off with, and I'm doing okay. I have much more energy than I did when I had that job. I'm glad. I don't regret my decision at all. I'm glad that I did it, and we'll see where life will take me. But again, I'm a little bit disappointed, I gotta admit, that it's been 3 weeks, and I still haven't managed to make drastic changes, get my other channels going too that I already have set up, and figure out how to do intros, and I would like to rap. That keeps cracking me up inside when I think about it. Do raps, for example, about Amber Reed or Chantal or whatever, because I'm a good rapper. I mean, when it comes to writing the lyrics, maybe not in the execution, because I would have to rap, or maybe I get with Tyler from You Guys Have to Realize. But I also have no experience with music editing software, because you guys know I was a receptionist, and so I mainly am familiar with things like Microsoft, the whole package, Word editing software and email software and stuff like that, and databases, but not music editing and video editing. I consider myself a beginner, but I would like to get into all of that stuff, but it takes time to do that, and I still haven't had that. But I'm advancing in my efforts to reorganize my life. I've also been through my all of my clothes that I've accumulated over the last few years, I gave my sister some, and I threw out some, and so I'm feeling a lot more accomplished or better organized. That always helps. And my books and everything. And I wished I was the type to just vlog that, show it to you in video form, but I'm not. I'm just sitting here in front of a microphone is so much easier, and I have so much to do, and editing these videos on my other channel and here is about as much time as I can dedicate to YouTube right now, but I'm planning on changing that. Alright, well, this is it from my neck of the woods. It is spring here in Germany. The flowers are coming up. I did check the weather forecast though, and it looks like at night we're still around freezing point, but during the day we're now in the 15 degrees Celsius range up to almost 20, and this Saturday it's gonna be around 25 degrees Celsius, which is 77 Fahrenheit, and so I'm loving it. The nights are cool and the days are getting a little bit warmer, and my favorite, or no, let's say my top temperature where I feel good, really good, is 20 degrees Celsius, and that is 68 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're gonna exceed that on Saturday, and it's only gonna be the 30th of March. But yeah, all right, so I've been plucking along. I hope you guys are doing all right. Thank you for listening to this, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Tschüssi.